Hey everyone, Shotgun Rider here. So let's talk about guns for a little bit. I know a lot of people, like half of the U.S. citizens, well maybe not quite, but a lot of gun owners in the United States. And people are saying there should be more restrictions lately with guns and ownership. I personally think there's enough restrictions. I might even go as far as saying there's too many restrictions on guns of certain kinds and all that. We have a police officer following me. Anyway, back to topic. Guns. There are so many stupid laws out there, and they want to put more laws restricting us magazine sizes and all sorts of other things. What's the point? Their logic behind it is it will reduce crime. Well, that it's a proven fact that it won't reduce crime by increasing gun laws and restrictions and what have you. It's a proven fact that violent crime will not be reduced. But, you know, they seem to know how to ignore facts. Politicians are good at that. Rephrasing things to their liking. Here in the U.S. we have restrictions on rifles. On barrel length we have to have tax stamp and background check and what else? Long wait period. Period is like 6 months or something, or until they get around to it. But we have to submit that, and then the dealership holds the SBR or the silencer or the automatic machine gun until the background check goes in, and then you can have it. And then after that, you can't take that item, whatever it may be, across state lines. I think this might only apply to rifles, SBRs, and machine guns. I'm not sure about silencers, if you could take them across state lines. But it might also be like that. I think it might be all NFA items. We have those rules. Handguns are relatively easy to get if you have no criminal record. You can easily go to any store, put down the cash, wait 10 minutes until they do your background check, pick up the item, and go home. That's a good thing. Rifles, even easier. The age limit for rifles in the U.S. is 18 and over, and for handguns it's 21 and over. But they have to be semi-automatic, sporting rifles. They can't be machine guns, you know. full auto or short barrel guns. Let's see, in Canada I know they have some similar restrictions, but they are a little different. I believe you are allowed to have any kind of rifle, short, long, what have you. You're not allowed to have machine guns, period. And handguns, you have to have a different kind of license to own. So you have to go through a different process, get your license, and then you're only allowed to fire your handgun in designated ranges where they let you do that. You can't go out in the middle of nowhere and shoot your handgun in some forest, but you can do that with rifles. Here in the US, you can shoot any gun you want anywhere, as long as you're legally allowed to own that, anywhere in the forest where it's legal, obviously. So I could go in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere. In fact, I could go straight up this way and there's a national forest, and I could shoot whatever gun I want over there. And it is legal. Other countries, I don't know any other countries. I know there aren't that many countries that let you own handguns or guns. Australia's very, very restricted on those. And as of late, they've added more laws restricting military-style guns and guns that are currently in use for military. And they've confiscated or forced you to voluntarily give them to the government to be discarded. So they're very unfortunate, and they probably will have a hard time, if they'll ever get their guns back, their gun rights back, or privilege, as I believe they call it. Here in the US, we are very privileged to be allowed to own handguns, rifles, shotguns, whatever you want, as long as you're not a criminal or mentally handicapped or mentally incapable of being a rational human being. All the politicians I've listened to, their main rational thinking, their main thinking is irrational thinking, but their main thought behind it is that restricting guns will reduce crime. Well, it won't. We have shown you the facts that it won't reduce crime. So what else do you got? No, but it will reduce crime. That's what they keep telling us. Well, no, it won't. Personally, I believe in the right to own firearms. I believe in the right to be allowed to carry a firearm for self-defense if you so choose. I personally carry a firearm as often as possible. As a matter of fact, I have firearms on me right now. I actually have more than one right now because I was planning on going out in the middle of the forest and shooting it a little bit. But generally I carry one handgun with me. Sometimes I carry an extra magazine. Sometimes I carry some extra rounds, depending. If I carry my revolver, I might carry an extra speed loader with me or a speed strip. I carry my semi-auto, I might have an extra magazine with me. Although I don't think it's necessary, absolutely, because the chances of you getting into a legitimate firefight where you need a lot of rounds are pretty low. My gun that I carry, my semi-auto, has 13 in the magazine, plus another in the chamber. So that's 14 rounds. Majority of gunfights are something like 2 to 4 rounds or something like that fired, and then it's over. Chances of you getting into a firefight, all out, hide behind barriers and shoot back and forth and stuff like that, that's very slim. I mean, there's a possibility, anything's possible, that's why we carry, because you never know, you might need it. But the chances are slim that you're going to get in a firefight. And if you do get in a firefight, you really should have a rifle with you, because handguns are not really that powerful. But, yeah, gun laws. Gun laws are just getting stupider and stupider. More and more ridiculous. And hopefully, we can keep fighting. Maybe even get a little bit more relaxed on the gun laws. But, you know, there's little hope for that. That rarely happens. Well, we'll see. Keep fighting for your rights. And hope for the best. Hope for the future to be a good future. I want the future to be where my kids can legally be allowed to carry a firearm if they so choose. I know that in a lot of countries, like England for instance, England is super strict on guns. You can't have a gun at your house. I believe you're allowed to own firearms, but they have to be at a facility that's legally allowed, and then you can only check out 5 rounds and shoot it, and then you gotta go get more, or something like that. I don't know exactly. And they're super strict on that. They're also strict on non-lethal or less than lethal means of protection. Like, I believe stun guns are illegal as well. I'm not positive on all these, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe stun guns are also illegal. And I'm sure certain kind of knives are illegal as well. I don't know about that. Maybe even batons. I know there's a lot of retractable batons that people, you know, the ones that you whip out and you know, defend yourself. Those could potentially be illegal. Pepper spray, I believe pepper spray is also illegal, and that's not lethal. Unless you have an allergy to the pepper, which chances are you won't. That's a very non-lethal means of defending yourself. I don't know what they have against the right to defend yourself. I believe every human being should be allowed to defend his well-being and his family's well-being. Because everyone knows the police can't get there fast enough. If they're going to get attacked, it's probably going to happen anywhere from 5 seconds to maybe a minute at the most. I've seen videos of robberies where there's 3 guys. I saw one actually the other day. 3 guys with one with a machete, the other one with a fairly large knife, and then the other one had a sword or some sort of large knife, and they hacked at the shopkeeper, and all of this happened within, I believe, like 30 seconds. The police have no way of getting there within 30 seconds. I mean, unless teleportation has been invented, which everyone knows that's not possible yet, the cops can't get there in time. But if the shopkeeper had a firearm, he could have easily shot one of them, and the other two would have most likely ran away, and he wouldn't have had to shoot them. And if they didn't run away, well, you have a gun, which most likely has more than 3 rounds in it. You should be able to put at least 2 rounds in each and defuse the situation, and you'll come out alive. Fortunately, that shopkeeper did live, but he got his pinky or one of his fingers almost severed, which is very unfortunate, and they had to sew it back on. He'll probably never get full healing. So he lived, no serious injuries, but if he had a firearm, he could have defended himself, and he would not have been injured. The bad guys might have been injured or killed, but, you know, if you're going to do bad things, if you're going to be a criminal, this is the punishment, you know. There is risk of getting killed. We're not going to sit here trying to defend the criminal. He is the bad guy. He's the one who did the illegal thing. He should be punished. But unfortunately, a lot of laws these days are pro-criminal. Don't let people have guns, don't let people defend themselves. If they do defend themselves and the criminal somehow dies, the criminal's family will sue them and get money and stuff. It's like, what's going on here? That guy did something he shouldn't be doing, and you're giving him or his family a reward for it. I find that a little disturbing. Anyway, I think this video's gone on way too long. But yep, gun law is stupid. Fight for your right to own firearms, weapons, knives, stun guns, pepper spray, swords, bow and arrow, whatever you want. I mean, short of a nuclear bomb, you know, we should be allowed to have most anything that we want. Because we're normal, sane people, and we're not going to go off killing people. Anyway, keep fighting for your rights, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.